In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a great Instagram story only using the Instagram app itself. There are 3 steps and we're going to go over them and I'm going to show you how to do it. My name is Meredith and this is the Meredith 𝐂𝐫𝐞 Show, where we go over different marketing techniques for small businesses. I believe every business needs a marketing plan because hope's not a strategy. We have to put a plan in place so you can make some money. So if you've never made an Instagram story before, go back and watch my video Instagram Stories 101. It starts at the very beginning. But once you've made even just one video, it's time to start talking about how to make them great. So let's dive in. The first step in creating a great Instagram story is creating your story. I'm serious. What makes Instagram stories the best social media tool to change your followers into customers is the ability to tell your followers a story. It's psychology, you guys. I'm not going to get into it. In fact, I didn't even study it. I just know that experts tell me that we humans really enroll and enjoy and like stories. So if you have the opportunity, the platform to tell them a story, do it. I often come up with my stories while I'm driving in the car or in the shower. You could do that too, or you could take some notes. Let me give you an example. One of the stories I did this morning was about a recent Scout Guide coffee that we had. It was a networking event. The intro, the beginning of the story is, we had a Scout Guide networking coffee. And then the middle of the story is, this is what we did at the coffee. We drank coffee, we shopped because it was at the Polished Coconut. We had a speaker. This is who was there. This is what I saw. And then the conclusion of the story is, and we all had fun, and that was great. We can't wait till next time. Now that was a lot of words, but really I could use 3 different story slides to tell that whole story. But I don't think I could do it in just one. I could have also tell that story in about 10 slides. And I still think that's fine, as long as you've got great photos and you mix it up a bit, which we're going to talk about in the next step. But you know, if you're pushing over 10, 15 or so, I might think about cutting a few pieces of media out. I mean, some of my favorite accounts, they go really long, and you can, just be careful you don't lose people. The second step of making an Instagram story great is to make it interesting. I know that seems obvious, but what does that mean? That means to use a little variety in your story. Mix it up a bit. Instagram provides us great tools to use different types of media in our stories. I'm going to show you my screen here and you'll see what I mean. We are going to go to my Instagram and I'm going to go to my home screen. I just click the home button and in that top left corner I'm going to click that camera. Remember in my last video, Instagram Stories 101, I showed you how to take a photo, right? We clicked on that round button in the middle. I told you we could create a video by holding that button down. You see the word normal and boomerang and live. It lets us add different types of videos and different types of photos. Yeah, it does. And we're going to go over that now so you can start making your videos interesting. We're just going to go word by word on that bottom row. I am going to slide with my finger all the way over to hands-free. Now I use this if I'm recording a video. It's just so much easier. You just have to touch that button with the rainbow in the middle and it will start recording. The cool thing, it records a 15-second video and now it keeps going and it will continually record 10 more 15-second segments and then it stops. I've learned the hard way. The next type of media that they allow us to add is rewind, and I recorded a little rewind video for you all. The tennis ball comes back. How cool! So you could record it right here in the app by pushing that button. The next button is a focus. Find a face, there's me. It works just like the iPhone 10, the portrait style. You can't really tell, you can't tell it right now what we're looking at, but it is just more focused on my face. Provides a different effect. We're varying it up, right? The next one is super zoom. This is just silly, but sometimes it's fun to make a dramatic statement. We could turn the camera around and look at my bad pedicure. you see the rainbow big button at the bottom? Well, you can actually, now they have about 5 or 6 different types of super zoom. You can pick which one you want. Boomerang, are y'all familiar with Boomerang? There is an app that you can record Boomerang, but Instagram's so awesome, you can also record it right here in Instagram stories. This is a boomerang that my daughter's dance team took. You see, they moved one way and then the camera goes back and forth like a boomerang really fast, and it makes cute videos. The next one is the normal that we're used to. The next capability that Instagram allows you to do is go live, topic for another day. And the final is type. The 3 different types of media that we can add to our story to make them interesting are video, photos, and just straight up type. So let's go over how you use this type capability. Instagram allows us to change the font and change the background color. So that's awesome. So right now we're looking at this purple with the neon font selected. You see the top word that says neon. And now I'm just tapping where the word font, where now the word modern is, and it changes. There's only 5 options. I like typewriter, I like strong. It always comes with this pink background first on strong. I don't love that for some reason. So where you see that circle, it allows me to change the background. And then to type, I just tap, like it says, tap to type. And I hit that arrow above the word friends there, and it added it. And if I put my finger on it, it lets me move the words around, right? And I can squish them down. And then I could tap somewhere else on the screen, and it would pull up more words. And when we have it how we want it, we're gonna click that bottom left circle that says your story, and it will send the words I came up with to the story. Isn't it cool that Instagram allows us to make so many different types of videos and photos that we will make our stories interesting? The third step in making an Instagram story great is adding words. Yep, subtitling it. Now there's 2 reasons to do this. One is just to make your story richer. The better Instagram stories, the great Instagram stories, tell a good story, and words just add to our story, right? They can give more details, give more descriptions. The second reason to add words to your Instagram stories is some people listen to them with the volume off. In fact, I think about half of people listen to the volume off, if I remember the numbers that Instagram released recently. So you guys, you might make this great story that includes a selfie video, or you video someone an interview, but if you don't subtitle that video, and I don't mean word for word, I just mean paraphrase it, that story is going to be lost on half of the people that see it because they don't have the volume on. So let me show you how to add words to your Instagram stories. You certainly can add a type slide like we looked at just a second ago in step 2, but you can also add words over your video or photo. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Let's look back at my Instagram. And these are the photos I wanted to add. I already went into the story app and then opened photos. And we had a coffee at a store in Miami called the Polished Coconut. Now, maybe I actually would like to leave the date on in this story. I could move it to the trash, but the date works. And look, it's a beautiful coffee scene, and I'm just gonna say, first member coffee, and I did it just like we did on the typed screen. I double tapped on the screen and the keyboard came up, and look, now I just double tapped again on the words because we can't see them, right? So I'm going to add that background like we talked about. Remember, we can use this sticker function up here to say where we are. You guys, if you missed that, go back to Instagram Stories 101, and it's going to show you how to use those buttons in the top right of stories. So now if I want to add this slide to my photo, I can by adding it to my story there. If I decide that I want to add a video to my Instagram stories, I am going to click and hold that normal button. We had a Scout Guide coffee last week. I can add words to this because if someone's listening and with their partner watching Netflix, I could just type subtitles to what I had to say. So you see, guys, it's not that hard. Just 3 steps to make a great Instagram story. Come up with your story, give me a story arc, beginning, middle, and end. Vary it up a little. You can do it all in app in Instagram Stories. And then add some words. Give me some more context and make sure that people that aren't listening with the volume know what you're talking about. And I promise you your Instagram stories are going to be great. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit like below. And why don't you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my great marketing ideas for small businesses. See you next time. Have a good day.